are we starting with today anyway? Hello there, and welcome to another review of the Essence and CATRICE skincare. It's been a while. I know it's been a while and they came out with a bunch of new stuff, but you know me, okay? I have to try stuff out for a minute to actually give you like a good review. So here we are after I've been using all of these products for at least a couple months, and I have managed to form a full opinion on them. So now I can just tell you what I think. How exciting is that? So we have so many things. We have serums, we have a moisturizer, eye care, we have a spot gel, like there's a lot. So let's start off with the serums, because I feel like that is something I would probably use the earliest in my routine from these products. This is a new serum from Essence. This is their pore minimizing serum from the Hello Good Stuff collection, of course, and it has pomegranate and 3% niacinamide in it. Of course, all of these serums, as they usually do, come in a 30 milliliter packaging with a pipette. It's glass. It's just a very standard thing. All of their serums look the same. Of course, this is absolutely like one of the most affordable serums you can get. And of course, I'm going to give you the swatches, the close-ups, and the demos of everything as I always do. Now, this serum is supposed to be a hydrating serum that's going to target pores. That's why we have the niacinamide in there. 3% is kind of a low percentage, but to be quite honest, if you use something lower percentage consistently, you are still going to see results, even though it's not like 5% or 10%. What do we have here is a hydrating serum with niacinamide that's supposed to help with brightening the skin tone, target the pores, regulate sebum production, and hydrate the skin and, brighten it. That's kind of all it should do. As I always like to say, this is a great one and done serum. I actually really like it. Essence has like a consistently very good texture of their serums, so this one is no exception. It is very lightweight, just a tiny bit sticky while it's sinking in, but once it sinks in, you never knew you had it on. So it is very nice in texture, very lightweight, very easy to mix with other products, and I've been actually using this very often and also traveling with it because it's, again, a great one and done serum. When it comes to the ingredients, I already mentioned the hyaluronic acid, which makes it a great hydrating serum, together with glycerin, vitamin E. We have niacinamide, which is supposed to, target the pores, regulate sebum production, help with the brightening, etc., etc. We all know that by now. And then we have the pomegranate extract, which I kind of think is more like a marketing gimmick because every one of their products is kind of, like built around one ingredient. And I mean, it's extremely cute, but I don't really think it's like the main selling point of the product. But overall, yeah, I would definitely recommend this one. I think it's very nice. This serum in particular is fragranced and alcohol free. So fragrance, you know the drill. If it irritates your skin, if you can't handle it, just don't use this product basically. The scent is fine. It's like a very mild scent. It smells more like soap. It's like this kind of cleany, fruity, soapy smell, which is fine. It just feels a little weird when you put it on. However, it didn't irritate my skin, so if you don't have any problems with fragrance, this is going to be fine. And the fact that it's alcohol-free is just, another nice bonus. It is also cruelty-free and vegan, as their products tend to be, so those are, more great news from Essence to you. Starting off with a winner, I really, really like this one. As you can see, I have like nothing left. I might repurchase this one. I think I prefer it to the pineapple serum they have, basically just on the fact that it has low percentage of niacinamide, which I really like in my everyday routine. Next up, we are getting into like the skin clearing, acne fighting things. I don't know why is this happening and everyone is coming out with like new acne targeting things, but sure, go for it. This is the Hello Good Stuff Skin Clearing Serum with kiwi and AHA. Now this was truly the one I was scared of because my skin had a problem with AHAs recently, and also I have problem with kiwi. I don't think I'm like fully allergic, but I do have a vague memory of myself making a smoothie with kiwi and then not being able to move my upper lip. So yeah, I actually did a patch test on this one because I was scared. However, there was nothing really to be scared of. It is very similar to the other serum in terms of the texture, in terms of like how it acts and how it works with other products. Basically what we have is a very lightweight, mildly exfoliating serum. the AHA percentage is so low that you cannot even find how much is in this, which is mildly infuriating because I do like to know like the percentage of acids I'm putting on my face, but because it's not on the packaging, I assume it's going to be very, very low percentage. Now, we do have AHAs and also PHAs in this, so we're mostly talking about like the surface exfoliation, clearing out the dead cells, brightening up the skin, fighting acne as well, and getting rid of acne scars. In low percentage, maybe it's gonna take a little bit longer. Now, as I already said, the texture is very lightweight, a little bit sticky as it sinks in, but then it's very like, you don't even feel it. It's just very lightweight. It works really well. As I said, we do have PHAs. We also have AHAs in the form of the lactic acid, so they are your exfoliants. We also have other things like vitamin E, panthenol, aloe, glycerin, and also kiwi extract, which again, I think is kind of more a gimmick than anything else. But you do you. Like, if you want to base your whole marketing on fruits, then be my guest. The thing I was a little bit scared of is the fact that the kiwi extract is like really high up in the ingredients list. So I was almost like certain that I'm going to have an allergic reaction, but I bought it anyway. However, nothing happened. So I don't know. I guess maybe I'm not actually allergic to kiwi unless I eat it, or it's not that high percentage in the first place. Not sure. I don't want to know, but this is fine for me. When it comes to the properties of this, again, we have alcohol-free but fragrance serum. So if you are, irritated by fragrance, once again, this is maybe not going to be for you. I don't even think it felt like an exfoliating serum. It was just like a normal serum. It didn't feel like there were any, harsh chemicals in it, anything irritating. My skin is quite trained to handle exfoliants, but AHAs specifically kind of scare me and don't do as well as other exfoliants. But in this case, I didn't have any problems. So again, I think it's just a very, very low percentage exfoliant. And maybe if you just want to start off with something like this, it's a good candidate, I guess. Yeah, but at the same time, I didn't really notice any like drastic difference when I was using the serum. So I don't know, I'm a little bit on the fence with this one, if it's even necessary. Now, I could have separated this by brands, but I don't really want to. I'm just going to separate it by product type. And that brings me to my first CATRICE product. This is the Pore Blemish Control Serum, which is a night treatment serum from CATRICE that is fairly new as well. Again, 30 milliliters glass packaging, pipette, very standard, similar to Essence. Now, this is supposed to be an exfoliating night serum treatment. So what we have here, actually described with percentages, is 2% BHA and 2% AHA. So it is kind of more on like the mild side. And after 14 days, it promises reduced blemishes, impurities, and more even skin. Which, yeah, is technically what the exfoliant should do. They say that you should apply this on the daily. So basically, I used this mostly when my skin was feeling like garbage and I needed like a little pick-me-up. I'm not sure I would use this every day, especially not if you don't have your tolerance built up. Then you really need to start slow. As I always say, you should be careful about this. Your skin can freak out. It happens. But again, I didn't find any irritation with this, so if you are a little trained for these acids, maybe you're going to be fine, just like me. This serum is a little bit thicker than the two previous ones. I think because it's supposed to be night treatment, they kind of made an excuse beforehand for the fact that it's a little bit thicker, it sinks in a little bit worse, it kind of leaves like a little residue, not too much, but I wouldn't wear it during the day, which, I mean, you wouldn't really wear exfoliants like this anyway. Yeah, so it fit well in my night routine in the sense that I don't care if the products are a little bit heavy during the night. But overall, I did kind of see a difference because, as I said, I was using it when my skin didn't feel its best. And after like a couple of days of using it, I saw a difference in like the brightness, the evenness, even the texture. So this is a good product in my book. Of course, I wasn't using just this product to battle these things. However, it is one of the compounds and I think that counts, The thing with this is also, besides the exfoliants, it contains a lot of calming ingredients. So you're kind of getting the exfoliation, but also the soothing at once, which I think is a great idea. And what we have when it comes to the actual ingredients, of course, we have salicylic acid representing the BHAs. Then we have lactic acid representing the AHAs, plus another dose of PHA. So you really get like a full spectrum of chemical exfoliants, which I think is great. Besides that, we also have glycerin and some other moisturizing ingredients. And as I was looking through the ingredients in my analyzer online, I saw that none of the ingredients were marked as comedogenic, which is great. So you truly are battling the pores with those BHAs and you really don't have anything that should clog them even more. So I was very happy with that. Also, this serum is fragrance free and alcohol free. So again, if you have problems with fragrance, no worries, this one doesn't have any. So that is it. I would recommend this one. If you want to get into the BHAs, if you want to help your skin texture, your pores a little bit, I think exfoliating serum like this for the night is actually a great way to do it. And the percentage in this is like reasonably low, but also not like totally low. So you are going to probably see a good difference in a couple of weeks. Again, as I always say with the acids, you gotta start slow. So maybe don't use it every day. Maybe just, give it a couple days break in between so you can see how the skin reacts. So yeah, this one I think I would recommend. Okay, next one, we're going back to Essence. Now, since we were talking about the pores, the exfoliation, I feel like it's only fitting to talk about this one next. This is the Essence Hello Good Stuff SOS Anti-Spot Gel, which is supposed to reduce spots, cool, and soothe. It contains salicylic acid, zinc, and mint oil. It comes in a little tube that is incredibly leaky. Seriously, people, get yourself some normal tubes because this is insane. And you have 15 milliliters of product. Again, it is vegan, and I don't usually gravitate towards this kind of product, but I bought it when I had like a really bad spot on my chin, and it was one of those like really deep ones. It was very painful. I have like some residue here, but you can barely see it now. And it was just so annoying that I just thought, you know what, might as well give it a shot because I knew I'm going to be making this video. I was a little bit confused about the ingredients. But it is a very lightweight and watery gel. One thing I don't really like about it is the fact that once it sits for a minute, it's going to pill up. So I wouldn't wear this under makeup, and maybe just beware where you wear this, because I was outside and my chin started like pilling up and it was looking a little bit disgusting. But besides that, it is actually quite cooling. It's the mint in it. I was a little bit scared that the mint is going to be irritating. On my skin it wasn't, but I can imagine that there are people who have some, beef with the ingredients, so beware of that. Yeah, so we have the salicylic acid and the zinc, which are both known to clear out the pores, battle the acne, all this stuff. The thing is that it actually worked. Like, I did try it only on one gigantic, super annoying spot, but it did definitely work. Like, within a couple hours of like reapplying this quite regularly, every time it felt like it's dry, I added a little bit more. The spot was hurting. Like, my whole jaw hurt when I touched it because it was just so goddamn deep. And after a couple hours of reusing the gel over and over, it actually like stopped. I don't know if it had like a numbing effect or something, but it genuinely got so much better. So, I wouldn't say it's gonna be like miraculous and all of your spots are gonna be gone in a minute, but for the soothing, it definitely helped. Next, we have some eye care from CATRICE. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Youth Boost Eye Serum with 1% bakuchiol that cares off fine lines, and it's basically like an under eye serum. Again, leaky tube. This is just running out everywhere when I open it. I hate it so much. You also have 50 milliliters of product. It is a very, very runny. Very runny. It's basically like white water, and that's very like annoying when you open it up and it starts leaking everywhere, but it's very good when you want to apply it because it sinks in so fast. It doesn't leave any of your residues, and I actually really like it. Now, if you don't know, bakuchiol is kind of like a natural alternative to retinol, so it's supposed to have like a similar effect on your under eyes, which means, taking care of the fine lines and all of the good stuff, just making you look a little bit more youthful, hence the name Youth. It is supposed to nourish the skin, refresh the under eyes, and just give you overall like a more youthful look. It is supposed to be free of microplastics, silicones, parabens, and also mineral oils, which is kind of good to hear because you're using it very close to your eyes. And I do like that it doesn't irritate my eyes as well. I have some eye creams with retinol, and I must say that some of them are very annoying to use. Like, once in 3 applications, they are going to irritate my eyes and my eyes are just going to burn and stuff like that. This one didn't do it at all. So I would say it's fine for my eyes. I don't know how sensitive my eyes can actually be compared to other people's eyes, but definitely I had problems with retinols before. This is not a retinol, of course, but it's a similar shebang. and it didn't irritate my eyes, so I was very happy about that. Besides the bakuchiol, you also have vitamin E and glycerin, squalene, hyaluronic acid, and it also contains alcohol, but it's very low in the ingredients list, so I believe it's just a preservative. But just so you know, it does have alcohol. It didn't like evaporate into my eyes, which happens sometimes with some products, or at least used to. Now I'm kind of more cautious about if alcohol is in my products or not. But I didn't like feel any irritation. So like to me, this is fine. It doesn't irritate my eyes. I don't feel the alcohol in it, and it is fragrance free. So again, kind of nice for the around the eye area. Now, do I see a big difference with this? Honestly, I don't have that many like fine lines or wrinkles or whatever to really see the difference in. But what I do like is the hydration aspect of it. I definitely feel like it's a nice like first layer of my eye care if I use two. You know, I usually use a serum and a cream at night for my under eyes. So it was definitely nice for that. Like I could definitely feel the hydration. I think the bakuchiol is just kind of like a good bonus. So yeah, if you're looking for something very lightweight and you are not a big fan of thicker eye creams, this is actually a very good candidate for a very fair price. Now, from the other side of the eye care spectrum, this is the Night Recovery Eye Balm. This is actually quite the opposite of the previous one. This one is like a thick balm for your under eyes. So this is exactly the type of product I would put on top of that serum, and that's what I've been doing usually. Now, if you like very thick eye creams, this is gonna be great for you. I like them a lot at night. During the day, I prefer different eye creams that are a little bit more hydrating, brightening, lightweight. But during the night, I really want my under eyes to, be taken care of. Because of the powders, the concealers, everything I use, you want to make sure that your under eyes are kind of, relaxing during the night. Definitely, this is just for the people who don't mind very thick eye creams. And I'm talking like you're going to put it on and it's going to be white, kind of thick. So it takes a minute to sink in. Even like sometimes it doesn't really sink in fully. So just so you know that, it may be a problem for some people, and I understand that because I usually hate moisturizers like that. But for a thick eye cream, I don't mind. It is supposed to like nourish and regenerate the skin under the eyes, which, fair enough, it makes sense. You have like an occlusive layer, so the moisture is going to be trapped underneath, and your under eyes are going to look, like a little bit more youthful, hydrated, plump. Makes sense. Now, it is again free of the microplastics, silicones, parabens, and also perfume, so it is fragrance free, and it is also alcohol free, so again, nice for the under eyes. Now, the other ingredients we have is avocado oil, centella, vitamin E, shea butter, squalene, hyaluronic acid, and yeast extract. So there's like a nice mixture of like thick emollients, but also hydrating ingredients, so you kind of have like the best of both worlds, right? So you have stuff that is really going to attract the moisture, but also the stuff that's going to trap the moisture. So I must say I do like this one. It was a love-hate relationship at first, but now I cannot even imagine what will I be using once I use this up. Like I need something on my serums, and this is like a perfect serum occlusive layer on top. So I really like it, and honestly, not really on its own. I haven't been using it on its own that much, but if I put it on top of another, like more hydrating serum or like a more, like a thing that's doing something extra, then I feel like it really shines, and I really like it for this, like an under eye moisturizer basically. And now, last but not least, I think you may remember this one because I did have it in my favorites video a while back. This is the CATRICE Hydro Protect Melting Moisturizer. This might be like one of the best drugstore moisturizers ever created. Let me tell you why. So this is a moisturizing kind of a balm. It comes in a tube. You have 50 milliliters of product, and it's supposed to be moisturizing, hydrating, barrier protecting. Like there's a lot to this that is good. It is a little bit more on the balmy side, which I don't mind at all actually, because the texture is so nice. So once you put it like on your hand, it is like paste or balm. It's very thick, and then you kind of start working it in, and it's like this silky, almost not really oily, but you have like a lot more liquidy texture when you start working it in, which is so nice. But the good thing about it is that it keeps the moisture in, so even though it like switches consistency and becomes a lot more thin, it still keeps your skin just locked in. It keeps the moisture in, and you don't wake up dry in the morning. which is, you know, my number one criterion for night creams. That being said, I only use this at night. I find it a little bit too heavy for the day, but I definitely love it a lot. Like, this is one of those products that I reach for when I really need the skin to, like, just keep everything I just put on and, like, you know, stick with it till the morning. And in the morning, you know, yeah, I'll check on you in the morning. And it just keeps everything in, and it's great. And I really, really like it. I also really like the convenient packaging. Like, a good tube is a good tube. And now when it comes to the ingredients, it is fragrance-free and essential oil-free, which is always good news. We have glycerin, hyaluronic acid, ceramides, different emollients, also alcohol, quite down low in the ingredients. I assume that it's a preservative, but we also have some things that are marked as quite comedogenic. Now, I'm honestly not that surprised because the texture itself kind of, you know, seems a little like unbreathable and like it could probably clog pores, but I'm not as concerned about it in my moisturizers as I am in my, for example, serums. So the thing that goes on top of all other skincare doesn't concern me as much as the other products beneath it. Some people might have problem with that. So this is quite a comedogenic product. However, I still love it. There's a lot of ingredients that are there, I think, just to achieve the texture. Like, you know, we have silicones and all those different emollients. That's probably mostly because of that. And we also have coconut alkanes, which I was not sure if it is one of those ingredients that is very bad for people with acne, but I believe it could be, so I would rather mention it. There's not like coconut oil per se, but, you know, that doesn't mean that this cannot hurt someone's face. So I would rather mention it, that there are coconut alkanes in this formula, and if you know, if your skin doesn't like that, beware. But other than that, I think this is a very good moisturizer and my skin really likes it. I wouldn't use it through the day because it's too heavy for that, but I've been really enjoying using it through the night and also carrying it with me because of the packaging. So this is really like a super affordable, for me, super effective moisturizer if you want something very emollient and you don't really care about, you know, all the other things I just said. And it's also one of the textures that has ceramides in it and doesn't feel like it has ceramides in it. So it's definitely a lot more lightweight than you would expect from a cream with ceramides, which is actually great. And I know the texture descriptions are a little off, but it's just so hard to describe how something feels. Hopefully you're gonna see it yourself in the clips. And that is it. That was all the skincare that is new from CATRICE and Essence that I was able to get my hands on. Listen, I think they're getting better, but at the same time, I feel like they're getting a little bit more gimmicky with every launch. And there's always a product that just doesn't have to exist. And you know what? That just happens, I guess. That's fine. I'm just glad that these products actually turn out to be pretty good and pretty effective, and that I can, you know, sit here and recommend you some affordable skincare that is good for at least the beginnings. Yeah, let's keep our faces hydrated, shall we? So yeah, I guess that is actually it. So thank you very much for watching, consider subscribing, and if you want to see more videos where I talk about skincare, you can check out the playlist. See ya!